Hello everybody, how are we doing today? How are we doing on this Wednesday evening? We're back with more Fire Emblem. Radiant Dawn. Last time I played was, what, 2 weeks ago I think? We did the bridge map there, which sucked, to say the least. I mean, they both sucked. Both the one in this game and in Path of Radiance. Chapter 23 I think it was. We fought Patrine. Also, hello Staples. Hello Evie, how are you doing today? Today, the base game of Persona 3 Reload? Nice, awesome. Dawn Brigade time? Yes. Staples, back with the Dawn Brigade. Here's the Dawn Brigade. And we are gonna have a fun time today, I think, because, yeah, we're already a unit down. Over 130 hours in the game? Well, damn, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do 130 hours in the game. I couldn't do that time. DLC episodes left? Well, that's a lot. That's a long game. That's a very long game. But yes, we are back with Radiant Dawn. I have to head back to the castle. I have to know of the way to break free of the Blood Pact. Yeah. We also learned last time that Peleus sold out his entire nation with the Blood Pact. What a great prince you are. Please, Micaiah, so kind to me. Too difficult for me. I can feel how you've suffered. You've had to endure it all alone for so long. It's ghastly. It was my fault. I brought this curse upon Dayan. No, you didn't know. I'll protect Dayan. Take the country from harm. What happens? You have my word. Micaiah, very well. I won't give up. We'll fight destiny together. Yes. I'll take this. I found another one in the treasure room of the castle. Stand fast, Micaiah. I'll find a way to save Dayan. That reads like it should be recruitable. Doing it together, that reads like it should be recruitable. Master Crown, okay, I might actually want that because, oh boy, we're struggling. We're having a fun time here. We do have Torneo. He's gonna help out a ton with this, I think. Also, I might actually have to level up Aaron and Leonardo because they, if I bring them, they're gonna die. They're too weak. 17 HP, jeez. I think is that worse than Laura's? It is. Damn. Okay, that's pretty bad. Did he get like 1 level back when I used him with the Dawn Brigade? Yeah. A game that's 130 hours long is a bit too long for my liking. I don't have the patience for that, maybe? That's the wrong thing to give away. I wanted to give the crown, not the tome. Thank you, I'll take all of these. Yeah, no one can really use them. Well, Reese can use them, but Reese isn't here. Telling us a lot of time. Yeah, it's fair. I mean, so do I, kind of. I play a lot of RPGs, but a lot of the old school type where they aren't insanely long. I mean, they're still long. Don't get me wrong; they're still massive games, but they aren't like approaching 100 hours. You're taking 70+ hours. You'd be surprised. When I played DQ3 first time, it took me about 30 hours for DQ3. For achievements, which is what I'm going for, maybe. Baron, that's a game from 1988. And I do want to get back to DQ3 at some point. I do love DQ3. I'm gonna play it. Depends on what you do. Well, as I said, I was gonna go for all the achievements when I do DQ3 HD, which is gonna take a while. If I was right length for RPG. Okay, yeah, no, ROG. Eroge? Is that trying to say Staples? I don't think so. Yeah, an RPG. I mean, yeah. 30 hours I think is pretty good. 50 is like my cut-off point. Like beyond there, I tend to lose focus. Past that point. I think my finger missed. Yeah. I got you. No worries. Next to the keyboard. I see the mistake. Easy one to make. I do it all the time verbally, making mistakes. So I can't complain about a typo. Right, okay. I just want to do the rest of the info first. Yeah, get this done. South. Hello, General. Thought you were going to leave the army, taking Micaiah with you. I was. Now we can't. But Micaiah and I are from Dayan. Can't abandon our own country. Same if you leave Dayan. I don't understand. Abandon Dayan, fought on the side of the country. It's no be cost. Who knows? I'm not a sage. In any case, doesn't matter. Micaiah never leave Dayan behind. I see. South. Here. Take these. Why are you giving me these? Kept them as a parting gift to you. Since you're staying, I can take them now. General. We got boots! Oh, we got boots. Okay, that's amazing. We got boots. I love boots. Wear them more than shoes. These are all the funds we have for the near future. Stopping the Puzzle's army from advancing. Can we just take someone to slow them down? Need to break through our lines. What should we do? Kaya. You alright? Here's the gold here. Not covered yet. Have to rest Micaiah. I'll try. Keep safe. 10,000 gold. Okay, that's pretty good. That's very good. Nolan, so keep waiting. Say, South, don't worry. I was already reading while I waited. As you're such a dedicated reader, Nolan. You have nature to crave knowledge. I thought you would know that as well as anyone. How's Micaiah, by the way? She doing well? Yeah, I believe so. She's alert, and she seems generally stronger. With the DLC in a short story-heavy game lasting from then to around February 14th when Tales to Daybreak 2 comes out. Fair enough. I've always seen the Trails games around. I've seen a lot of them be played, but I've never actually played one myself. Not too sure what they'll like. I'll be honest, they seem like a more... it seems similar to the Tales games. Like Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Mysteria, something. That's what they kind of... That's kind of what I see as an outsider. The series. Yeah, hope you do enjoy the game. I don't know what I'm looking forward to next year. I don't know actually. Next year's got a lot of... There isn't much I'm too interested in right now when it comes to games releasing next year. Not a lot of big titles for me personally. But yeah, anyway, I'm sure I'll find something. Let's see. That's good, right? Doesn't make you worry. Don't mention it. And I brought this for you. I know, this is a good axe. Could you fab it? Thanks. Nolan, don't force it. You hurt yourself. What? Carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. You tell me, right? Right. Best thing you do is think it over. Give it some time to sit. Later, if you decide you want to tell me, you know where to find me. Like Tales games are all connected. And they're certainly long. I see! Okay. That's going to be very confusing to bring into a game like that then. So, well no, I imagine it's... So it's like every other big RPG series, but they actually are related. Okay. With different narratives and characters, but with intertwining narratives, I guess? I'm not sure. I will. Thanks, Nolan. Anytime. Tomahawk, lovely. Okay, as I want to say, the same sprite is used for this. No, it's not. No, it isn't. It's different. It's different. Okay. This is no range on the Tarvos, but the might is certainly more. The hit rate is better. And it's lighter. I mean, sure, put the hand axe away. I'm gonna sell it anyway because it's got one use on it. There she is. Hey, lady. Ooh. Oh, Nico. It's great. Hoping to find you. Nico, mind your manners. Some save of Dan. Just some lady. That's alright. Same simple girl from Dan. Before. Nothing's changed. So, things well with you? Well, the fire's got everyone worried. We're coming so soon after the last war and all. We're doing what we can for Dan. No matter who or what we're up against. Oh, believe me, when I tell you, we'll never give up. That's right. Won't give up. Ever. And they're gonna win too. Because we get you on that side. Everybody says, Dominator will save us. Is that what they say? I see. Listen to me, Nico. can believe in us. Promise we'll keep you safe. I knew it. Come along, Nico. Should be going. Mia's got better things to do than instead of chatting to us all day. Bye, lady. See you later. Yes. Goodbye, Nico. I want to save them all. It was a better place, people like them in it. I know how you feel, Micaiah. So I started all this. I wasn't fighting for them. That's war we're in. It's not just. We're fighting on the wrong side. I know. I don't want to see anyone die. It's ironic. Killing no malice. I don't want anyone to be killed. What am I supposed to do? Supposed to stand back and let all of day and perish? What's the just thing to do? It could be just. It has nothing to do with justice. Hate and fear like mad King Ashnard. While the dark would take my soul. I'm going to save my people, South. The rest of the world paints me as a beast to be reviled and hated. So be it. That's a good character progression there. It's a good character moment with Micaiah. I like that. So always building each other so you can get set up with a later game, like Core Steel 1, 6th game, when we get to Core Steel 3 and the last story comes into play, you're going to be very lucky I haven't played it all. I see! Okay. It's kind of like an MGS4 scenario where, yes, you can play that after, or without playing any other MGS game, but if you haven't played MGS 1, 2, or 3, you're going to be super lost in the narrative. You're going to have no clue what's going on. I think I understand the comparison there then. Good game, but a game made specifically for fans of the Trail series, I guess. But anyway, we have a lot of things to sort out, because we've got some experience. Well, not a lot of it, actually. We've only got 7,000. That's not particularly good. Okay. Okay. Right, I'm gonna give you a level to promote you. Sure, I'll take it. Leonardo's not worth it. I just won't bring him, I guess. Save the death. What else do we need? This is rough. Okie dokie. I could promote Torneo now to Marshall, the one above him, right? That could be useful. Probably is useful. Wait, no. Aaron, you can use this now. Class change. Gotta say best things to probably buff Gnome with that BXP. Thank you very much for that, Staples. Thank you very much. We'll see. I'm still... a lot of planning. That's the one downside, I think, of changing between different armies all the time, is that you kind of forget who has what in which army. I mean, it's really only an issue in, like, say, this route, this path, I guess. Like that, an Aaron, yeah, just so he's not as frail. Actually, might get Edward level as well, because he needs 1 for that level, because he's next to it. I may as well give him it. That 1, thank you. Yeah. It's difficult how they... I mean, I know why they do it, because narratively it makes sense. Health, strength, skill, not bad, I'll take that. Yeah, but I took a 2-week break, and before last time we played was with the combined Tremian army and the mercenary army. This map is with the Dawn Brigade again, and it's been 2 weeks, so I've kind of forgotten what I had on my main army, mostly, rather than... That's on me, I guess, taking a break. But yeah, it's a little tough to keep everything on track. Tough to organize it. Strength, defense, and res. Nice. I'll take that. I mean, yeah, he's got 2 capped. So yeah. I don't want to scramble all the way though, because that's going to be a bit. Yeah, I think going up too far. Maybe if Engage will fit up before daybreak. Do actually? How long it take you? Kept magic measures layers. Yeah, that's incredible. It's kept both of these things. Absolutely not using that at all. But yeah, lovely. I should get a bolt axe maybe. Are there bolt axes in this game? I hope so. That'd be kind of cool. Engage. That's up Team Daybreak 2. How long did it take me? FE Engage. How long did it take me to be FE to be Engage? I don't know. I want to say probably around 40 hours, maybe probably more. I mean, I wasn't really enjoying. I don't think so. Yeah, that's a shame. No bolt axe. That'd be cool though. But it'd be cool. 2030. I mean, to be fair, I wasn't really playing. I didn't really like Engage too much. I kind of playing it mindlessly to an extent. So I was kind of on autopilot for a lot of it. So I wasn't really trying to. I didn't have a big desire to finish Engage. I did it eventually, but it wasn't something I prioritized. So how heavy is it? The story in Engage isn't good. I'll say that. It's not great. I guess story heavy. I guess it is pretty story heavy. It's an RPG. It should be, but doesn't mean it's a good story. Well, no, because then I think of like Fates, which is story heavy and is also a bad story, but they tried with it. Engage's story it's a bit light. It's a lot of fan service. Engage for its narrative, it's a lot of fan service. It's quite telling actually that my favorite character is Engage. That upstairs pay for the story. Yeah, well, I think the same thing with Engage. It plays very well. It's a very good game. The gameplay stuff is amazing in Engage. The narrative, I think, is quite lacking. Not great to come out. There you go, and better in the fans' eyes. Well, no, I think a lot of that is people bouncing onto Engage from Three Houses, and they wanted Three Houses again. But Three Houses didn't really play the best. It played fine. It wasn't really buggy all that much. But what I mean is, Three Houses, it wasn't the best strategy game. Whereas Engage is a good strategy game, but the narrative is not the best. So boring. They were. Maps in Houses were awful. They were boring, and they reused them all for every side quest, so they all felt the same. They are fun in Engage. It's a very weird dynamic with Engage and Three Houses, because they both do the half of the game really well. Three Houses has the more engaging narrative, pardon the pun, whereas Engage has the more engaging gameplay. Which would I rather play? I would say Three Houses, because I think the characters are more interesting, so I can make it more fun for myself. The maps are still terrible though, and it's still too figure out strategy like 7-8, rather than story and sports like in Awakening Three Houses. Yeah, that's my favorite game. Is in series is 8. Probably followed. Not sure what followed by. It'd be a close one. I have a soft spot for Fates. It's the first game I played in the series. Its narrative is awful though. I did try with Fates. They tried. Didn't pay off. Certainly tried. I want to give you the silver. Yes, thank you, Torneo. This bow gives you what? +5 speed. If you could give that on... if we had that on the coloured bulk, then yeah, that'd be great. This gives plus, what, 5 luck, is it? 8, plus 8 luck. Awesome, thanks. What a great sword. What a great buff. Bit of 7, although I'd be happy to say it started players now all there. Yeah, I think it's the same for most of us. A lot of our favourite games tend to be the ones we have the most fun memories of. Look at the best stat. I'm sure it is. Staples, I'm sure it is. But you know what? It's fine. He's capped it with this. He's capped luck with Coloured Bulk. It's at 30. I should buy weapons, actually, because I am running out. What do I actually need? Okay, I don't need anything for that. You're fine. I could do with actually forging a new knife for South, because the aimbot broke. So I'm gonna forge. Can I forge? I can't. Okay, he's not with us. Damn it. Okay, shit. Got vac banned. South. Okay. The hell? Controller die? Excuse me? Away from the bargains? There might be. We'll see. Okay, no, there we go. We're back. Okay. Game just didn't read my controller for a second. That was weird. That was odd. Okay, cool. Longbow and the task. That'd be for Nolan, wouldn't it? I see now. That'd be quite good, actually, I think. Peace Killer might be good as well. That's a lot of gold, though. That's a lot of gold. Peace Killer. We already have one of those, I think. Yeah, we do. I mean, it's broken. Might give you a silver then. Take a steel. Get you a steel and a silver. That should be South done. No, dagger or the knife? The knife is 7. It's just a better version. More might. Better hit rate. More crit. More weight. More weight, but I think South can manage that. Yeah, okay, so South is done. He's fine. Yeah, Edward's more than fine. He could do with a better wind edge. Okay, it's halfway dead. But the rest of it is fine. He's got a goddamn brave sword. He's fine. Volag, you're a Lagoos. You need anything else? Might do another heal. That'd be cool. Might give Ziark some more swords, actually, because he's lacking for swords. He's got steel. He's got a lot of steel swords. You can do some range, actually. Perfect. Short axe. Lovely. Awesome. I'm going to get Ziark some swords and some things to turn out. And then the rest, well, Aaron's going to need some things to just try and survive. I'm going to get a silver sword for Ziark. And okay, I actually might get that wind edge. Killing edge for Ziark. Wind edge as well. I'll buy 2 of these, actually. Use some range. I'm going to put this one in the convoy so we can change out the other one. Well, you can hold it for now, I guess. Should be forging as well. But I can't. Keep thinking that should, but then remember, oh wait, I can't forge because it isn't there. But yeah, I think thinking, I don't have a definitive tier list for favourite FE games. I know 8 is his favourite. That's the only thing I know for certain. Least favourite, I don't know least favourite actually. That's also difficult. Yeah, the ranking of these games is quite different. I'd say they're all good games. They all have the different audiences who they appeal to. They all try and do different things. Which I think is the good thing about FE. It's serious. They don't really... Excuse me. As a series, FE doesn't really stick to one thing for too long. They always change what they're about. Like, every game is different to each other. I want to get a few other things at that, and then some things to Torneo. Yeah, okay. These two, Aaron, Torneo, and Theo need stuff. Okay, cool. So we have the have Tellius games, which have different parties, and there's no side quests. There's no. It has the goose as a main focus of the game, which is something you don't see in other games. Dragons are busted because, well, dragons and wyverns are busted. As a broader thing. Its support system is completely different to every game that's had it before and since. It has split different parties that intertwine with each other and fighting yourself, I guess. You've also got the GBA games, which have their own unique different art style. They have other games I played: 6, 11, 13, 16. Play the Shadow Dragon or Echoes of Valentia. Damn, not a fan of Mars games, are you? Just kidding. I do like Shadow Dragon. I wish the issue with Shadow Dragon is that it looks quite bad. Hot take. Let's hear it out then. Let's hear it out. Like all those games. I get that. I know that. I'm just playing the joke. Least favorite doesn't mean disliked. You can still like something, but still rank at the bottom. Again, I've played everything except FE2, 4, and 5 at this point. I guess also the original Stellar titles, which were just 4 maps, but still. Can I strengthen it? Can it be stronger? Be strengthened? It can't be. Damn it, we're at A, so of course not, you idiot. This can grow though. Leon isn't here yet though, so that's kind of a pain. That's going to be difficult. Right. With Echoes of Shadows of Valentia, I love its narrative. I love everything else it does. The only thing I don't like is its maps in Echoes. That's the one thing I dislike a lot. You two bonded. Okay, no, sure. We'll do Aaron and Leonardo for the minor buffs they might get, because why not? Do have even Ziak? We can't. Damn it. Okay. Not done yet. I do want a javelin for Tourneo. Could need some range. He has some range, but fine. Then that was a waste. Okay, fine. Fine. Give him a spare then. Don't worry. Killer would be great. The silver will be good. Do I give it to Fiona? I could. I mean, she's about as strong as Aaron, so it wouldn't matter who I gave it to. Really. Brings bare bones in a lot of ways. No, that's often because it's based on an old game, but I don't really buy that as a reason to offer less. I wouldn't say it's bare bones. No, I think it Shadow adds a lot. It improves a hell of a lot on what FE1 was. It's a very faithful remake in terms of its map layout and characters and recruitment and such. But the improvements in the gameplay department of FE1 and Shadow Dragon is insane. It's night and day. Yeah, sure. Well, actually, yeah, Aaron can't use it yet, so I guess it's going to you then. Giving Fiona a Silverlance. That's brave. That's brave. Okay. I'll give him a. Can't use it. Use a Great Lance. Use it. Yeah. Okay. Alright, give him a Great Lance. Here you go, Aaron. And it does also add 10 and Shadow Dragon. Well, the thing is, that's comparing a game on the Wii to one on the DS. So I think there's going to be a difference in what you can achieve on those systems. One's handheld, one's a home console. And yes, this game does add in. It has a lot of good things like about it. lot of good. Let's see, there's actually a restore staff. Do I have one or not? I might have one already on Laura. We do, okay, we're good. I might get the restore then. Yeah, we get the recover. Bonus made from actually 1 to 10. No, you are correct. That's completely fair. SE did not make those improvements itself, but what it did do, it made Fire Emblem 1 more. It made, because playing the original Fire Emblem 1 is a really rough experience, as we'll soon see. Because when I finish up with Radiant Dawn, we're playing FE1. We're going to do that. But does that make Pokemon Fire and Leaf Green assign skills? I did not assign skills. You are correct. Are they bad remakes because they just add whatever Gen 3 did to Gen 1? I think it's kind of the same situation there. I mean, with remakes, I feel a certain way with remakes that they shouldn't ever replace the original game. We have Fortune and Parity. That's actually pretty good, Fortune. If has crits, Parity, counter support training, skill. Okay, that I don't want. Fortune's pretty good on somebody. Who? To negate crits. Can't carry it, can you? I'm actually going to remove Paragon from you there, Fiona, I think, and give it to somebody else. Yeah, I'm going to remove that. These are missing some keywords like support combos, so I hate the sign choice of encouraging unit death. That is for the power logs. You are correct in making units die. So, invest both those points in Wild Heart of Volug. What is Wild Heart? Quick experience gain half. Oh, wait, hold on. Well, that's interesting, actually. Experience gain is halved. I mean, what level is he? Level 15 Wolf? Actually, yeah. Compared to, say, the others, actually, yeah. It's actually quite low level. I might actually swap that around then. I might remove that. I might give you Fortune? Remove the crits. Yes, I see, yeah, it crits his stats now. I understand. I think I remember that from back in the first part of the game. Who would I give Paragon to then? Micaiah? Sure, I'll give it to Micaiah. There we go. Well, is it already max for you? It's not actually max. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, as for Shadow Dragon, I understand it. Because Shadow Dragon has a very fixed narrative, and they can't really... Because of how supports worked a lot of the time, from Fire Emblem 6 when they were introduced to Fire Emblem 10, there are paired endings with most of the characters. If Fire Emblem 1 was written with a very set narrative in mind, the characters have an actual story, they know they must do this thing, because there's a sequel to that game as well. So they have a narrative set in mind, so they can't have an ending that changes in SD, because that would make new mystery impossible. For example, obviously Sheila marries Marth, and Cain and Est also marry as well. So I do get that to an extent. I can see why you wouldn't like it, because support combos add more character, and so you don't. But you do have conversations with characters in SD, if I recall. You get some conversations. They aren't as in depth as supports. They aren't as. They don't increase stats, I don't think either. I think there are definitely just dialogue in there, if I recall. Just aren't the same thing as support conversations. That's fair, but I think the stuff covers that from a certain personality and stuff. They don't have to be turned. Have a handful for Marth, a couple options. From names, units. That is fair. And I think you may enjoy Fire Emblem 12 in that regard, because that does. It expands, because that game has a set ending, yes, but that game also didn't have a sequel. Captain like crazy. Yeah, it's capped magic, skill, and res. It's pretty good. It won't cap anything else, I don't think, because he's got a. Can't really grow in 4 stats now. I think it gets capped in defense, maybe. That'd be crazy. FE12 has an ending, yes, but the future for that game is not written, so they can be more experimental with it, and they have not support, but they have getting speed is nice. It is very nice. I love the speed. Speed is good. It has conversations that give insight to not only the player character, Chris, but to all this a lot of supporting cast as well. So yes, there are improvements that could have been done in Child Dragon, with the supports and with just dialogue, I guess. Because you are right, there's a lot of things you don't know about the cast in a lot of the side cast in Emblem 1. As for the suicide side chapters in FE10, okay, I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a very odd design thing, but to a degree, I am kind of okay with it, because the entire point of those characters in those chapters is that, okay, you did pretty badly at this game. We're going to help you out by giving your character to make up for what you've lost. I won't say it encourages unit death at any point, because I don't think the characters you get in any of the paralogs in FE, in Child Dragon, are better than anyone you have in the normal game. I think they're all either about the same, like on par, or they're maybe a bit worse in some cases. Like I know Nagi is a worse version of Tiki in the last side chapter. Let's go to the map though. I think I'm good. Continue this conversation once dialogue is over. Looks as if the boss's forces are using this road to avoid head-on confrontation. Guess we're right in assuming that they don't necessarily want to fight. Kaya, set on this. Yeah, but your content. I want experience the content. So I come here to see all the content. I think this is where we have very different opinions on games, which is a fine thing, because for me, I don't mind playing through a game more than once to see all the content. I don't see it as a bad thing, honestly, because it's the point of those paralogs it's designed to give players that are struggling a boost. It's meant to help them out. And yes, not seeing the maps it's annoying, but when the point of that is to help somebody that is, I think, if you can get through All of Dragon and not have to get any side chapter, that implies that you did the game as best as you could have, because you didn't get most of your army killed. That's what I see anyway. Are the rocks ready? Yes, they're in position. Wait, I get the rocks now? General Mayor's forces have encountered General Ike's forces. Battle has begun. Between two routes like Eric and from what I see as one of the alternate route routes is be really bad. What's the ambition? Attack leads possible. Attack. Here, but General Ike is distracted. Let her through. Her army across the Begnion. Destroy Agnes Senate, and Senate will move to destroy Dayan. Fight with everyone we have. Dayan may live on. Micaiah. Necessary? Can't avoid the fighting. Somehow pretend to obey the Senate. Micaiah, as you more than anyone else used to hate plans like this. Last time he has right. Could be the incredible numbers. You wouldn't stand a chance taking him head on. March right through us. give players more time. Hold back, Sentinel will know something. Now let's just try to draw some set a bit across his army. Akaya, Boozy, don't falter. In a game, you don't mistake content in a game. You do every side quest. I think you do, especially first playthrough. Destroy the game where you want. There's a lot of different arguments here, and they're all a valid perspective to have. Akaya, alright. Let's do it. Do it for our friends. For our country. I don't mind missing something because I think a lot of it is, I think because I don't like games being insanely big. I don't like games that are thousands of hours long, because if I miss something, I'm playing a lot of the game again to find that new content that I missed. If I play a shorter game, I don't mind replaying that part again to find what I missed again. I think that's a factor as well. I don't really like doing open world games for the sake of getting everything, because you often don't need it, both from a completion standpoint. Well, for completions you do, but from a progression standpoint, there's really a need to. Even in, say, the Zelda series, we play a lot of, I don't tend to get everything in those games. I don't get 100% for most of them all the time, because there often isn't really a need. It's in every game as well. That's from Zelda 1 up to Tears. I don't get everything in most games because there's not really a need to. Ocarina, I don't get every Sculpture because why bother? I think what he was trying to say is that the differences between the routes in SS is it's a choice that the player has to make, and they have to. But either way, they've got to play more of the game. They have to play the game again anyway. To do the route. If they could make a save point before that point, and no, just repeat. Okay, just do tap A again, and then choose the other route. You aren't coming here, you two. You can stay behind. Yeah, it's very difficult to Dark Souls gameplay. You can do a lot, but none of it's required to progress. Yeah, that makes sense. There's a lot of optional secrets you can do in Dark Souls. If I remember correctly, actually, I think Dark Souls was inspired back in the day from A Link to the Past. If I remember that correctly. I'd be wrong, but we'll see. This is going to be a hell of a map. Jesus Christ. Okay, this is rough. Right, I'm putting you there. That again, that's weird. I think the issue particularly with Shadow Dragon, people have is that to see everything, people must die, so you've got to spend a while killing off the characters, which isn't fun. But yeah, I think at this point it's it's a mindset when it comes to how we play games, rather than this is bad, this is a bad design situation. The way I see the I don't see the side chapters in Shadow Dragon as being bad at the game. It's more so, okay, these are to help players that are struggling. It's to help out players that are new to the game, or players that are playing a challenge run on, say, a high difficulty setting, and then they've lost a ton of units. Because playing Shadow Dragon on its hard setting is really goddamn hard. It's really hard. So you might lose quite a few units by that point. So having a chance to gain a unit back is actually quite good in that scenario. Yeah, I mean, obviously SD has a lot of its generic units as well, which can fill in the gaps for that as well, but the generics aren't characters. So that's not the same thing, really. I think we'll find that I don't see what else we can really do for placement of characters here. Where is my character? Get that there. Okay, lovely. Yeah, I don't think the intent of the option chapters in, because yes, they are looking away content by making the requirements their value in giving players who are down the chance to get more units, but I don't see the playing experience players doing well. That's one argument. To the counter that, I'd say, do those players that are doing very well need to do that side chapter? They need to. They need that experience. Because I think that creates discussion around the game as well. And yeah, it might pull someone out of that did very badly at the game. Like, okay, I did a side chapter. Wait, what? Side chapter? I don't know they're in the game. Yeah, I just got one for Altina. I think that's the name, right? That's the Maiden you get. To place can be optional. Well, you say that, but I think an issue, something that should make a choice. Yeah. Well, then again, in Emblem 6 also has a similar issue where you can get event trigger side chapters, but you don't get a choice in doing them in FE6. That's different now because there are there's differences there, I'm aware. It's also same thing in FE12 as well. There's also guides in that game that don't give you the choice to play them, you just do them. Yeah, I'm not sure what else I can do here other than just play the map. Been here an hour, and all I've done is talk my mouth off, my mouth, and yeah, and buff up Nolan. So, defeat a set number of enemies. Okay. I don't think that necessarily solves the issue. I'm thinking of, because I like the idea of a player having a different experience with the game to somebody else, and by having side chapters that aren't obvious and aren't given to the player, that means that it encourages more discussion around the game. I feel they become more to talk about rather than, okay, everyone had this exact same experience. Yes, you can choose to not do the side chapter, but honestly, if you find a side chapter, how often do you not take it unless you're doing a speedrun or something? Or limited turn, LTC run of a game. It isn't often. The only exception I guess that might be in odd enough 3 houses where they are time gated, a few of them. That's for a different reason entirely, because you can see when it expires. Good 2 plus master, you choose one. I guess that would solve it. But they also like secret design as well. Secrets are fun to find, I think. There's a lot of enemies here. Holy god damn it, what the hell? Why are there so many? Kieran's here, okay. And he has everything I gave him. When? This is gonna be fun. Okay, right, I see. I see the issue now. Is there anyone else here I should know about? I don't think so. Not a fun, but also are quite equal. You are correct. Well, I do think sometimes games need like a degree of bullshit sometimes, because that you have no challenge or no like adversity. What is there to overcome? Okay. No requirement to get him up to exactly 11,030. Okay, there's a balancing act there, I think. there's having a hidden requirement that's very obtuse, and having one that's so obtuse that you couldn't possibly get it. Like 19XX is a dumb requirement because you need to get Nil specifically at level 7 only in Lynn's mode and then kill Kashuna. That's a dumb requirement because it requires two what's the word I'm looking for? Two goals to be met to get it, to unlock it. And it can only play it in one in Hector's run through. It can't play it in Elwood mode. That I think is dumb. The requirement the better kept secret. Well, not so much in the age. Yeah, maybe that's where I'm like a bit old in this regard. I don't like the idea of using an internet to finish a game for me. I kind of want to make mistakes myself. I like the idea of me making the errors rather than just finding out what I'm doing wrong online. Because then I'm not. If I search the answer to something or find out how to get something on the internet, then I'm not really getting better at the game. I'm just kind of, okay, what's the answer? Okay, here it is, do this thing. Why'd I put Zihak there? That's probably a dumb decision. I'm going to put Nolan there, I think, instead. He has more defense and more health. And the gold mine. 813, 11, here 5. Yeah, sure. Gold mine it is. Right here. Okay, maybe it's me just being outdated, I guess, with how I think secrets should be handled. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to put people because I don't know what the... I guess I'm commanding them, aren't they, to do things for me. Yeah, well, here's kind of making pot shots over this cliff. As long as I don't like rush up this cliff, I think we're fine because we just kind of poke them with the yellows and with Tornado. Here's more, okay, make a gradual... BT is back. I've been back for a while, Taha. But yeah, nice to see you again. We started with X3 on Monday. That was a roller coaster. I'm not a fan of X3. But yeah, how you doing, Taha? Been a good day. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Yeah, I don't mind secrets in games being difficult. In fact, I prefer that over it being easy. And yeah, I do see your argument as well, Eve. I understand exactly what you're saying. I know that player choice is often what is looked forward to the most and what is the most ideal thing that not only do players want nowadays, but also development companies want nowadays want to give the player as much freedom as possible. But sometimes I think taking freedom away from the player can make it a moment seem more impactful and more engaging. I think game secrets so easy to find that one person can find without help and but investing into a good amount of time in the game. You see, down the power. So I never grew up with that Nintendo Power. That wasn't a thing where I was. That wasn't a thing. I mean, I guess you're saying guidebook is what you're saying effectively there. So Blair's got a lot of hints from. Word of mouth even? That I think, but word of mouth I don't mind too much. That's kind of cool. That's fine. I guess kind of where I'm kind of fitting me on point into is word of mouth. It's faster. I also mean finding a guide that tells you the answer to everything is not something I subscribe to. But yeah, I think that's cool. I think it's cool to have discussions around games that may help somebody else out that didn't play the game the same way you did, because it means that players could play the game in different ways from each other and encourage experimentation, I think. And made the game more popular as an extent, because it made people were talking about it. On attack, we'll engage them now. Stay inside the couch, Your Majesty. Someone go to John Ike. One leaves. Okay, someone left, I guess. One left. So, can you see your... can I see my PC specs? I mean, it's quite an old PC. It's not particularly amazing. Well, it's fine. It runs well. Does what I need to. Well, an upgrade eventually, though, because it's about 40... Well, it's about 6 years out of date. 6 years out of date. Running an old GTX 2060 as my GPU, with an Intel i5 with 8 gigs of RAM. But much further down than that, I'm not too certain. Yeah, it's not amazing. Oh yeah, spending too much time talking. And I'm not complaining about it either. I like it. It's good. Because, yeah, it means it seems longer, but it means I'm also enjoying the debate. Because, you know, if I lose time because I'm talking a lot, that means the debate was fun and engaging. Which I'm fine with. It means that, you know, there was fun to be had in the conversation, which is fine with me. Which means we get to play more. We play it on for longer, I guess. Which I guess is a fine thing. But we definitely won't be finishing before the new year. It's better than mine. It's not competition though, is it? It's just okay. If what you have works, your setup that works for you, then that's great. That's amazing. Whatever works, really. As long as you have what you need to get by, then I can't ask too much more, and I have what I need to get by. So, if not built in C, not built, using integrated GPU. I see. Yeah, I had one of those for a while. I was running for a while. In fact, when I first did my... No one knows this, but when I did my first streams back in 2020, I was running those on a Dell Optiplex, which is effectively an office PC. It was very old. It was running on an integrated GPU. It had disk drive, which is probably a commodity now, I'd say. You don't see them around a lot, do you? But yeah, I think overall with the side quests, side chapters in Shadow Dragon, it depends on how you want to approach games, how you like, how you want your games to be experienced. Like, personally, for me, there are a lot of games I know that are good games that I have played before. I can see they're good games. But the games I don't like because I don't like how it progresses. Or how it's... how the game wants you to play it. For example, I do own Minecraft, and it's a good game, but I don't like it because it doesn't have anything that I want from it. That's not a bad thing on that game, just saying, okay, yeah, it isn't for me. Which I think is a very mature thing to admit, but also very, what's the word? Accepting that not everything is meant for one player, which is perfectly valid. As long as you can see the other side of the argument and can know why someone may enjoy it, you haven't got to like it yourself, as long as you can at least be reasonable with what another person might think. I think it's just my opinion, though. Maybe it is. And personally, I think it is still stupid that you got to kill units off to get side chapters. But that's from a point of view of someone that knows how to get them. And it's annoying to me because I know how to play Shadow Dragon. I know that everyone gets it. I've got to kill characters off, but it isn't worth it because, okay, I'm losing a lot of characters. I think it's, what, 15 characters you got to have? Maybe it's 12, maybe even lower minimum to get those side chapters. So it's not... You need to kill off a lot of characters. You get a lot of units in Shadow Dragon. You get a ton. Do you think? Yeah. Still quite a few, because you get a lot of characters in SD. You get a ton. You get more than you would in FE1. I know that, because some exist in FE1 that don't exist in... Well, some characters exist in SD that don't exist in FE1. Pieces in AMD 10, 5800K, 8 RAM, Radeon HD 660, built-in CPU. Okay. I mean, it's a pretty... yeah, it's pretty low end for now, but, you know, as long as you can do everything you're comfortable with doing, as long as you can... as long as it works for you, say, Taha, no pressure into getting something better than you realize would be fine using. As long as it does everything you want to, nothing's wrong with that. But yeah, I like SE's maps. I don't like them from a point of view of, okay, I know how to play the game, so I don't... For me, I'm missing maps, but for someone new to the game, I know exactly why they're there. And so, from that point of view, I can respect why they're there, and okay, I'm fine with them existing because of it. I know what their intent was. I think to a degree it does work. Maybe it works more from my perspective anyway, because I'm quite, from what I've learned, quite a strange player when it comes to Fire Emblem. I'm very unorthodox with the series. As I've found out over the many times I've played this series, the many run-throughs I've played, as we know, I don't like resetting maps. I don't like playing without permadeath. So, for me, those maps are actually pretty nice because that means if I fuck up, I've got an out. Really, I've got a means of recovering. So they're good for me. I get in that sense. If I took ass in a run through of SD, I've got characters I can use, which is lovely. And additionally, there is one in SD that I don't mind too much because you can actually get one. I don't mind too much because there's a clever way of getting it without losing anyone. That is the last one in Shadow Dragon, where you need to have... You can't have the Falchion, and you need to have Tiki dead to get it, but if you just give Tiki the Falchion to hold, then get her killed in Shadow Dragon, you can access the side chapter, you get a Falchion in that map anyway, and then use the arm staff on Tiki. So you get everything and lose nothing by doing that method. I mean, you lose the arm staff, I guess, but that's already one-time use anyway, so... yeah. Yeah, but you know I'm a way to play out with FE, so maybe it's how I play FE games that make me like the Guardians in Shadow Dragon more. Maybe that's it. I can see why people don't like them because it's content you're missing out of because you're too good at the game. But in a way, there are other games like that. Devil May Cry, the first one. To unlock the easy mode, you've got to die 3 times. You've got a game over 3 times. Which is very funny, but also... That's kind of cool, because if you don't die that much in DMC, then you obviously don't need it. You're missing content. You're missing things there that you don't need to play them. I think kind of is a parallel there with what I think with SD's guidance. Yes, there are things there you get for being bad, but if you aren't, he's adding mods as new stuff, then it feels completely different. You say that, but with Shadow Dragon especially, there is more content in normal mode than there is in every difficulty, because in Shadow Dragon, you get the entire prologue, and you can't access Frey or None in Shadow Dragon unless you play on normal. So, yeah. In that case, normal does have new stuff that can change the game, because you get another paladin and another archer. In DMC1, nothing changed other than the game's easier. Well, actually, you get games easier, you get way more red orbs and such. There are differences. An easy mode in Shadow Dragon is, well, normal mode is very different to playing on, say, Hard 4 of Shadow Dragon. They're very different playthroughs. I think it's also a way kind of is also hinting at what I'm saying as well, Edie, because by adding new stuff to make it feel different, it encourages more playstyles, because it allows the game to open up more to different people. Which you could say count as my other point. I think games shouldn't have easy modes all the time, but games should be made easy to accommodate players that aren't doing too well. Yeah, it's all nuanced. It's a lot of different things here to discuss and pick apart. That's big damage. I'm going to hold back there, I think. I don't want to risk that. Yeah, I'm good there. We're good. Over this rock, can't I? Which is weird. That's fine. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else in FE add in new content for easy mode? Don't miss the mind, I don't think. Also, you missed 20. God damn it. That is like. I got to kill 16 more? Damn, okay. Yeah. I'm fine with that. Nimsh isn't anything else for easy mode, does it? No. I think, actually, if I'm correct, one of FE4 and 5 has a secret mode called Paragon mode, which makes the game way easier. Not sure which one it is, though. But yeah. Yeah. I don't mind the guidance in SD, I think. to wrap up there without me rambling on more, because I don't know what I'm saying half the time. My words don't make sense often. I don't mind them because they allow players that are struggling to catch up, they give them a lifeline, and players that playing on hard difficulties also get a lifeline as well, if they suck ass like me. All these kills, right, are coming from the yellow units, not me. This is quite annoying. Not a fan of this. Probably should have moved Tornua down further, I guess, but this is, yeah. It's not as involved as I thought it would for how big the map is. And I do what they want with the enemies around here. I see the SD side chapters as a way to help. I understand that missing content isn't fun for some players. I don't mind it. I'm fine with playing a game. It's different with this game because with Shadow Dragon, you need to lose characters, so it's picking who to lose, I guess, for a run through, just to get, I think, 4 characters worth of new recruits. So, is it really that worth it? But yeah, I think I'm a very weird player in FE. I don't reset maps. I don't. I play with permadeath all the time. I use a very odd set of characters when I play a lot of these games. I don't. Speaking of SD, I don't really use Zane. He's the mimic character all often, which is something people wouldn't say is good. Fan experience not in the game, though, just awards. An experience not the in-game rewards. Trying to figure out what you're saying there. Hold on a minute. My brain is slow. Well, do you mean like the journey, not what you get out of it? Yes. Struggle to get something, but I think I could easily counter that with not counter, but I could discuss that the experience of not seeing everything again myself means that I get to experience the entire game again in a way, because to find it, I've got to play the game again. It gives me a chance to do another playthrough, which means a chance to play with characters I may not have used before, see what they have to offer. I don't mind encouraging different runs. Like again with FE7, aside from its 19XX, it has also chapters 23 A and B and chapters 27 A and B, which is the Kenneth Germ map and the. You can do that anyway. Well, I guess, but it's. I can see your point with wanting to get everything out of the game in as concise a manner as possible. But there has to be, I think, this understanding that there's an equally strong desire for me to not want to be, to not need to see everything in one run because that means I have something to look forward to. Say if I play the game one way, talk to someone who also played the game, and they say, okay, do you do this thing? Now I didn't know you could do that. That means I have something new to look forward to. I'll play the game a second time, to try and aspire to and achieve. I think it's helped by the fact that these games are very long. They're long RPGs, so playing them all over again does feel worse because, to be honest, jeez, God, this damages. Okay, Fiona, yeah, sure, that's great. Loving that. But yeah, because the long games, playing them over again feels worse because that's a lot of game you got to play. That's a lot of game to play again. That's a lot of content. Whereas, say with like, trying to think of an example. A Castlevania Rondo of Blood has alternate stages in it. That is a tough game, but it's also not a very long game either. So playing it over for the optional levels isn't the end of the world. Whereas playing through an entire 30-hour RPG might feel a bit worse because you're playing it for quite a while. Okay. Sure, Silver Dagger. Isn't the point? Probably isn't after you play that. It's fucking stupid. You admit it yourself. Yeah, it is a stupid. I don't think so. I don't mind losing characters to unlock characters. So it's more nuanced than that, I think. It is a dumb method to have to kill someone to unlock somebody, or to unlock a chapter to unlock a character. That's dumb, but I think it's dumb in the context of SD because there's no continuity to it. With SD, the reason why you have less characters to unlock this side chapter is very arbitrary, whereas we think in fact, I'm just going to start fishing for guys before I even start. Is it? I mean, again, it depends if you want to get that side quest. Depends if you want to get everything. It depends on what you. Because if you don't know that's there, why would you go for it anyway? If you don't know the requirement anyway, surely you wouldn't immediately swing to a guide because you wouldn't know you're missing anything at that point. But I think it's dumb in the context of SD because it's very arbitrary. There's no correlation between losing these characters in this manner to unlocking one character that's very different to all those ones I lost in a map that is very irrelevant to that. It's very disjointed, the character map you receive in SD compared to what you spent to get it. I think it makes more sense when it's tied better into the game's narrative and the world of that game. For example, in Fate, you can permanently lose Kaze if you didn't get him to at least a B support by chapter, I think, 15 of Birthright. That I don't mind, because it's a twofold thing with that. If you aren't... His case is a pretty good unit in Birthright. He's pretty decent. Well, all the ninjas are. I want to see as much as possible, then I check for missable stuff. Some against have burned with not letting me see stuff for bad reasons. Like, sorry, you were too good. Well, I think the mindset there isn't... It's not a bad thing to have. Getting the most of that game as you pay... Getting the most out of game you paid for is a good thing. Yeah, that's commendable. I think you have to see it all in one run. Have you got to see it all in one playthrough? But again, that's not really what you're touching on, I don't think, there either. Replaying the game isn't the issue I don't think you're having. I think it's just dumb requirements. Again, I don't mind some dumb requirements. It's because having dumb requirements kind of leads to a game being more memorable in some way. Yes, it does suck to an extent, but if you're missing content, but I know that it adds, I think, to how memorable it can be. Like, for example, I don't think many of us would remember 19XX all that much if it was easier to access. But because it is so dumb, it's more evocative of it being an example of dumb secret design. It's imperfect, that methodology, but I think imperfection, that blemish can sometimes be desirable in a way, because something doesn't want to remember it. I mean, I guess that's fair enough. But here's my thing: I don't think no game will ever be perfect. So I don't mind if the developer wants to fuck with the players now and then. That I don't mind that. I don't mind it. I mind it across the entire game's length. That's the entire point of it. I don't mind a game intentionally being a bit more obtuse sometimes. But I see what you mean. I understand what you're saying. That, yeah, burning the player because they missed something can feel awful. It can feel makes the player feel stupid to an extent because you've missed something that you wanted to see, but the game said no because of X reason. So South might die because there's a lot of dudes in this corner. But yeah, I think there's a lot of things to discuss around this point, and maybe it's because my brain's fried because I'm streaming, and I don't think straight when streaming. I think very off the cuff. I don't have really a moment to dwell on it because my brain can't do two things at once. Really, it's very slow. So like that, I pretty much always check online for guys with regards to long games. Okay. I see your argument. I see where you're coming from. I haven't got to like it, but I do see where you're coming from because I distinctly do not like using guides for any game, for anything, really. I understand exactly what you're saying there. Not missing anything. You're taking guide because you want to get everything. You don't want to miss important stuff. You want to see all the good stuff as much as you can. Without a dumb reason that the game forced upon you. That's just hiding dumb missable secrets. Maybe it is, but you know what? Sometimes being logical is more fun, and I'm fine with being logical. I don't know. I'm a very weird player of a lot of games. I've played games in a very strange manner that people may not see the other side of, but I don't mind being that. I don't mind being the strange one. Yeah, I don't like using guides for most games. Really, I think that says more about the wider pattern with games rather than that design. Because if you're doing that before before playing it, or checking it while you're playing it, that's fair. You do. I'm not going to keep giving myself like that's fair. That's fine. Just know that I'll be disagreeing with you on most of it because I try to see why they have done that. Okay, I don't mind devs being dicks occasionally because they can have some fun sometimes. I know why they've done it. It sucks for a player. Looking on the side, I can say, okay, you tried to be an arse there, and you've done that. You tried to be an arse, but doesn't mean I hate the game because of that. There are things to dislike in every game. It travels. You can be a developer, do it in an amusing way. Well, it's amusing to them, isn't it? It is amusing. It's amusing to the person that's doing the trolling. It isn't amusing to the one getting trolled, is it? You don't make something like I want to be the guy to have a fun time. You do it because you want players to suffer. That's why you make that kind of thing. You want players to have a bad time. You don't do it because you want the players to have fun as well. As I'm down. I said I've got 5 more. What? Excuse me? Not killing you, are we? Jesus. You must give my troll levels. I thought what bullshit I've wrought. Exactly. So there's two sides to that. I think there's the yeah. So I think it's just kind of what game developers are doing on a not on a wider level, but on a more professional level. Just they're trying to limit it, because if they did it all the time, then it wouldn't be fun to have the occasional rough patch in a game. You're fine here, actually. You're doing... Nolan's very good. I like Nolan. He's doing very well. I don't mind that. Nolan's very good. But again, I do think, to count on my own argument, I do see... So I don't, for a second, genuinely believe everyone locks behind unit death for lols. But no. They definitely didn't. They did it because... The reason they did it was because they wanted players to play with permadeath. I think that's the one thing that they... I think that's very tied into the issue with SD side chapters, because that was at a point where they really wanted to... Like, that was the last chance they had to get the wider audience on board with the idea of permadeath. Because after that point, FB12 has casual mode. And so I think they're trying anything at the point to make it somewhat appealing to an audience. Okay, you can have permadeath, but we can also... if your players die in permadeath, you can get someone back in another mission you won't get otherwise for a new character to replace them. What they didn't account for there was that players would also want players that didn't like permadeath. There's a really bad on those maps. Depends on what difficulty you play on with Shadow Dragon, because it gets quite difficult towards in higher settings. It gets quite challenging. It's a very hard game on higher settings. And yeah, maybe they do. Maybe they did have a... I think it isn't helped by the fact that the requirement is so egregious. 15 units left is, like, in the entire game is pretty low, which I find that people playing some other stuff, let's be real. Well, yeah, sure, now they do, and even back then they probably knew what they were doing because they're the veterans of the series. Well, they've played a lot of games in general, they know they know how to play. But I think for players playing on, say, normal mode, what I didn't account for was that players that didn't like permadeath wouldn't, instead of using Dexter missions to encourage permadeath, they just got annoyed at the fact they had to kill somebody off to get more characters. I think that's the issue with... That's a part of the issue with SD's guidance. I think it's an issue IS has had for a long time. They've never really understood how to get players on board with the idea of permadeath. I mention it a lot as well because I do love playing with it. Like, I love playing with permadeath on. It's way more fun for me personally. But the hard... It's not something that's really popular to a wider audience as a mechanic. So that is not what I need to do. So God damn it. I don't have any grass for you, damn it. Okay. Because before then, I'm trying to think of other mechanics that tried to encourage permadeath. Well, there isn't really too many. Before that, crux of it. By that again, they know people want reset on death. That was us trying to assist players play the way where they don't want to play. Well, it's tantrum. I mean, maybe. I don't think it's a tantrum. It's more so, okay. Is there? It's them throwing their hands in the air and saying, "Okay, we don't know what else to do to encourage this gameplay style. So here's our last chance of doing it. It doesn't work. Just forget about it. There are people that do it, that do want it." I don't know. Can you really? I don't really blame the devs for that much for doing so, because they want obviously players to play with permadeath. They wanted that mechanic for a long time. Players to get on board with. The fact that it didn't happen for a while is probably stubbornness on their part. For a good while, they were very stubborn. And they didn't change it until the 12th game. I think probably understand now why they want it so badly. Because that's what they envisioned it as. That's what they envisioned the series. That's what they wanted. A developer's vision for a game versus what the player's vision for what they're playing are and what's fun to them isn't always the same. Isn't always overlapping. Often it does overlap, and often it is. That's a good level. That's pretty good. Tautology. But yeah, I think maybe it is. Yeah, they're trying to enforce their methods by teaching it onto the players. But I don't because they wanted it. Well, I'm not. I didn't develop the game myself, did I? So I can't say too much. My guess is that they played a lot of games that did have permadeath when they developed this, because games like D&D, which do inspire a lot of RPGs, especially back in the day, had permadeath, and other TTS RPGs have permadeath. They're trying to carry that over into turn-based RPGs. It's also because I think they wanted to really emphasize the what's the word? The importance of units as a resource. You need to be careful how you spend and use your units, because if you use too many of them, you have burnt through your resources and you can't use them anymore. That's what I think they wanted to. That's what I think they wanted to encourage. But they didn't. I don't think they anticipated that players would see them more as characters rather than resources. See as them being too controlling. It's about permadeath and they'll play that way. Just don't play how they want. To a degree, I'd agree. In some ways, I don't, because if you apply that logic to every game, then you'll get an example of players stubbornly playing a game in a way that isn't optimal and is very slow, or not, or playing a game expecting something different than what is offered to them. I don't think developer has to accommodate for every player. And you shouldn't need to, I don't think. If a developer wants to make a game very hard, they can do that. And if they want to encourage permadeath, they can do that. And it'll sell well, but that will damn near kill the series of Fire Emblem, because of, I think, someone there probably played a part in the permadeath. I'm trying to think of a better answer I can give to you, really. I'm struggling a little bit with this because I'm not on the. Obviously, I've never made an FE game, so I don't know the intent behind their decisions and keep permadeath going. Need 3 kills. I don't think I can get that this turn, can I? Well, I could actually with the yellows. Sales would fall. Yes, you are correct. But not every game is made with the intent of selling well. Sometimes you make a game just for your sake, or for the art of it, rather. I mean, it's kind of weird how art and sales are kind of weird how monetization of art has in games. Nintendo though. Yes, it was. But what was Nintendo's vision behind? What was their intent behind the Tingle games? What did they intend with those to be? Are they good games? I don't know. They wanted to make them though, and they did. Of course they wanted sales. Of course they did. Of course they did as a company. They wanted sales. Who's to say that as part of the development team for a Fire Emblem series that, okay, the director wanted to they really wanted to keep aspects of Western RPGs, Western TTS RPGs, as a core of Fire Emblem. If they really wanted to enforce that, then I don't think they should have to. I don't think they should have to disregard what they want to include in a game because of what isn't popular. Yes, having permadeath isn't popular for a lot of the audience that plays FE, but that's almost like them trying to, at that point they're almost conforming to what the audience wants them to make rather than what they want to make themselves. And nowadays it's more relevant because we have casual classic mode, which kind of splits it anyway. The divide is there between classic and casual. You can just play it however you want, really. But I don't think they were wrong to try it at all. Not to count for the audience, the game didn't sell well. A job. Some team did that for money. Yes, you are correct, but also you got to think you are making an art here. You're making a discipline. It's art. It's a creative medium. Is it wrong for somebody to want to create a game in the way they want to? Even if it's for money at the end of the day, yes, they are very closely tied together, but I don't think that they should be inseparable. Yes, it is a business as well. They want money, but Nintendo want the money, and IS need it to keep their doors open. But at the end of the day, it worked out for them. It is ideal, but what Tron was trying to get to that ideal? That isn't a bad thing to strive for. Does it work? Probably not. In fact, it hasn't worked because with the after Shadow Dragon, take the wall is certainly flawed. Getting deeper now, more philosophical. It didn't work for IS. They did change. They added in casual mode to make so players could play without permadeath. So yeah, it didn't work for them in the end, but I don't think they were ever at fault for trying it. Because they wanted the game to be played in a certain way. It didn't work out. The world didn't want that from them. But I don't think that it was bad of them to attempt to make players okay with permadeath. But I don't think it's a bad thing for them to try now. Because with how big FE has gotten at this point, I don't think it's definitely... Series is safe for now. Map's over, by the way. Map's done. I did nothing there. That was autopilot, that map. Okay, lovely. Mission at the top of the cliff. For guards at the bottom. As we planned. Alright. Thank you. You're staying back now, Makaya. I have to give the order. Yes, I know. The charging point by SDF wasn't more thought out. Maybe it wasn't, but when you consider the point at which SD was made, that was made at the lowest point for Fire Emblem. Because yes, it already did fine. It didn't do amazingly well on the Wii either, I don't think. It was the lowest point for this. You may as well throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. That's what I think was happening there. With the maps in SD. They've made us fallen core subhumans. Again, the Goose Islands, heading this way to rescue the Apostle. Perhaps to move the next attack phase. Prepare to move next attack phase. Now just get ready. There's no more time for time for doubt. Yeah, I don't think I'm not against IS trying to get players more on board permadeath in the next game. I think it'd be pretty cool. I think I'd love to see that. Because, yes, you can have that divide, that split between the casual and the classic in terms of the permadeath mechanics and such, but they've never had a good bridge between casual and classic. Like they're very split. They're very different experiences, and I think they should other than the players just seeking it of their own accord. I think it'd be nice to have IS try and make the connection, like the bridge between one gameplay style to the other, should be more encouraged. What are they doing? They're pulling down the cliff. No, it's oil. It's a flame. Bottle. My Pegasus. Take to the sky. Bottle from nurtures by becoming her shield. Holy guards, form up. No, Sigrun. Can't leave the others here. Don't allow it. Commander, we're ready. Impossible escape. Archers, mages, down at Pegasus. Don't move. I see one arrow fly, the bug gets quicker than falling. Taiban. South, no, please. We won't cease fire now. Drunk has reached us. Failed. It's an easy decision. Activate sentences. From death, like no meaningful. Permanent avoid words and alienation. I do agree with that. I do think that Nintendo should have achievements. They're the only one that doesn't have achievements. I think it'd be a good thing to have achievements. In fact, actually, Echoes did have achievements, but they weren't. And some of them were for. Some of them having no deaths, but that's not really. Or what I achieve it to bridge. I don't classic. Yeah, there's medals in Echoes, but that's just in one game, not as a brand thing. Okay, more here's those can see them online. Yeah, kind of. Not a person like me though, because I'm the only person I know in like my immediate friend group that really cares about achievements all too much. So I can't say I know too much about that, because I'm the only one that really goes for it of those that I know. Popular online, obviously, but I can't say too much about that personally. Carabdian, listen to me very, very carefully. Can't let Seth go. Can't stay at worst look to it. Yeah. The thing that would solve a lot of my wariness around the casual versus classic debate in FE, because there's a lot of elitism going around in it, and maybe I probably have been a bit too elitist at times with how I view FE and how it should be played, but generally I don't care too much. As long as you play it, as long as you're having fun, I don't care, because it doesn't really bother me. I think it's good to have debates around the design and why I think it's fun to have a debate around why X thing worked or why it didn't work, or why it was even added in the first place. Because I love game design and it's very interesting. To me, not a chance. Good choice. Surrender now and go home to the inn, or fight us and die. We can't. We won't retreat or negotiate. Regardless what you believe, should have is to fight. Kai, are you insane? Look around. Every single person in your army will die. You care little about them? Enough. Everyone stand down. Apostle? It's enough bloodshed for one day? It's enough. Please, no more. Retreat for now. You better do the same. And I mean now. Much longer I call back my men. But we can't. Fine. That's on your hands then. Sorry, little South. Friend just killed you. Say a quick goodbye. No, South! Thanks, Wilkie. The goddess, South. Here's some There's a lesson, little Bjork. Then we're here to catch you. You're not touring now. Actually, look one last time. This is that girl, all right. She's losing it. Won't pursue this time. However, we cannot avoid this war. Well, we're safe for now. Dyke, sorry for this. What's wrong with you people? I think there's more than that. I think there's more than one solution to bridging the gap between casual and classic mode in FE. I think there's more ways you can do it. Situation. Thoughtful. Being in such an army and the Crimean War Knights have almost been completely obliterated. Top of that, all that the news has injured the Holy Guards Pegasi, all but grounded them. Yeah, take awful fits. Thoughts, everyone? Thoughts. Damn answer for this. Attack them immediately. Can't. Without DN now, have to take on the Senate's armies. I should get DN to listen to us. Confusion is exactly what the Khan wants. There's merely a pawn in the scheme. But there's one thing I don't understand. Why use such horrible tactics? Oil on fire? What is it going Micaiah thinking? Micaiah, the Imperial Army has Micaiah on their side. Raphael, when did you arrive? Just now with Rayson and Queen Nyla. Enforcing permanence would be an incredibly hard task, though. It is. It is a very hard thing to encourage. But I don't think that should abandon it, though. It's one thing to say it's a hard task and to keep them separate, but I think to not try and encourage it, it might result in, say if I lose Eric, so I said Ella didn't die. I respond as a dev. How do I respond? That's tricky because that's you resetting the game to get a character back. It's difficult, tricky to enforce. I'm not saying I know how to do it. I don't have the answers. But I don't think it's worth. This is very on the spot. I don't have the time to think of an answer for that. That's like a sweeping design change and a mentality change as well for both the developer and the player. It's a very big thing I'm trying to change there. You can't change it in 5 seconds. One important spot I can see. Load dies, save data deletion. I mean, that's a bit harsh. What I think you could do, maybe, is well, it works more so for Ironmans, I guess. But you could take a page from Grand Strategy Games books that because for games like Crusader Kings or Hearts of Iron, their Iron Man modes, they save every year in game, which is depends on the speed you play, not terribly long. So what I think they could do is have an Iron Man toggle, and that might save the current map every turn, and say if you do fail the map, you restart the entire map. But you can't go back a turn. That doesn't really change much. Well, no. Yeah. It's tricky because, yeah, you could save every turn in, say, an Iron Man toggle. That would make it so the player can't reset. But that means it's easier for players. Yeah, people. It wouldn't fix anything. People are already willing to restart whole maps, which I can't deal with that right now. I can't do that. I can't restart whole maps. But we've already had that discussion before. Look into that. That's a big discussion they've already had. But yeah, you could make it so that it saves every turn, and then the player respawns on that turn if they reload a save, so that they can't. That just might make things, or maybe save when a character dies. If it's not an essential character, save the game immediately. Like, that time the player saved the game. Like, upon character death. Obviously, this action would be a lord. Like, if they die, but that's difficult anyway. Yeah. The issue with FE has with that is that there's always a way to reset a map, because obviously the lord can't die. I mean, I guess you could just, if the lord died, you go back to the previous turn. But in that scenario, you're getting to a point where there are certain points where it could become unwinnable. Bury someone, to a sister. Be with her when be here with Leanna in a moment. I can't speak. Is it alright for the three of you to be here? Brought the medallion. Daniel's right here. Very near the point where Galdra won't be able to contain its power. I think it's worth trying to play that way. I'm not saying it's a way to force it, I'm saying as a way to try and bridge it. As a way to encourage the other style of play. Maybe it is futile in the grand scheme of things, but I don't think it's not worth trying. This is war. Goes on much longer. Dark Wishly Awaken. There's more things you could try and implement to make the transition more seamless. On permadeath, or cheese as much as possible. I'm sure they will, and I'm sure it happens all the time. It does happen all the time. We know it does. But I think it's more than just Fire Emblem as well. I think it's for other games as well. Because as I mentioned just a minute ago, the Paradox games. Playing Ironman games in that isn't something people really want to do, because they don't want to live with their mistakes. They want to reset to fix something that goes wrong, but they can't get achievements that way. I think it's a wide issue with maybe those playing games as well. Maybe the issue, because as a whole, as a consensus, we've decided that permadeath isn't widely liked. Please save him. Save my son. Save my Peleus. I beg of you. On the whole, because if it was a widely agreed upon thing that was liked, then we wouldn't have a need for casual mode in FE, because people play with permadeath. So, I think as a mindset, those that play games have made a choice that permadeath isn't something that they want or too often. I do, because I'm strange, and I'm weird. I found it. This is it. I had to break a blood pact. And the goddess will be able to save my people after all. But yeah, I don't... And I'm not against IS trying to show the players fixing that bug. Hey, I'm not saying that players are like the problem. Yeah, I'm not saying that we're all bad and we shouldn't that we're the ones to blame for this. I'm saying that because casual mode is what players often use, especially new players, because it's so popular, because we don't like resetting maps. Again, with this game, with Dawn, the battle saves are a thing to mean resetting maps isn't as tedious. You have a save middle of the battle and you reload that save halfway through rather than the entire map again. So they obviously knew that permadeath was an issue for the wider player base, even at this point. So it's not so much an issue, more so a decision the player base made that, okay, permadeath isn't as popular as the developers would want it to be. And that is what IS has never really found a way of figuring out. Didn't feel even more puzzling. I think they were just trying to have a way of doing it, because F11 has battle saves as well. It has both. F11 has both the battle saves, those that don't like permadeath, but also a way of, you know. I think maybe the reasoning for having them in F11, the battle saves, maybe because it's a handheld system. That may be it, but I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. There's a lot here I'm missing because I didn't design the games. Yeah, I wasn't saying that the players are the big issue. I'm not saying that players are the bad guys here. No one's the bad guy here. Just how awkward itself. I'm sure it will do. Because FE's in a weird spot where they're trying to increase their player base, but also trying to implement a playstyle that player base doesn't want. That's the problem there. Players at large don't want permadeath, but the devs do want to encourage the use of permadeath. And that's where the conflict arises there, especially in Shadow Dragon. Whereas they recently have decided, okay, with 12, okay, you know what, screw it. The best point for us is to just make 2 games, effectively. One with permadeath, one without it. And they're very different experiences. What I'm trying to get here is I think that there probably is some way they can encourage players to try one path or the other. Maybe that's achievements. Maybe it is achievements. Maybe that's the only thing we have to really encourage more of one path or the other. Or just one path. I mean, it sounds more very foreboding. One playstyle or the other, rather. But I'm not against them trying something new anyway. Stop trying to make players want what they don't want. Well, no. I'm not. On the whole, I know why you're saying that, but if they don't try things that they don't know the answer to, then might never get something. Though you'd be very strict. Oh, die, achievement failed. Well, not necessarily. That's for an Ironman maybe, but for a permadeath thing, that just means all the characters that aren't essential die. Like Elwood can die because he's a main character. You can fail a map. You can fail Cover 28. You can fail Battle Before Dawn, but you can't. That's fine because that's failing the mission. That's an Iron Man thing, not a permadeath thing. So we now I was looking at the moon. Reflection on the lake is quite lovely, isn't it? Yes, quite. But yeah, trying to not implement. If devs don't try and implement things that they don't know whether they'll work, we won't get as much. We don't know whether we'll get things that we might like. That experimentation, maybe whether it's good or bad, I think is a good thing because without the experimentation, games can become a lot more predictable and samey, which I don't think is good. I'd rather them try something and it not work, than to just give up and say, okay, no, we just can't do these 2 things forever. Trying things repeated, things and repeating failed experiments. And we said they've only really tried it once with Shadow Dragon. In that very bad example. Maybe there's a third path. Maybe there's a different in between path. Maybe you can't maybe think of an example. Say for example you have an in-between difficulty between casual and classic. This setting, don't know what we call it, but we'll roll it for now. You can lose your characters, but when they die they lose all their equipment, so weapons they're carrying you lose forever, or end of mission rewards you lose forever. That is a way of retaining, I think, the characters people want to have, also pushing the player for losing a unit. That's currently what I'm thinking could be a solution. As like a midway point, the player is still making the mistake and losing something, but they aren't losing the most important thing they want, which is the characters. Say, for example, green units in a lot of FE games, keeping a lot of them alive gives the player a bonus reward, usually. But say if a player did that, but they lost a unit in the same mission, farmable gold, the gear lost as much, it doesn't matter much. What use the super rare gear? Then don't have farmable golden gear. Just don't make it farmable. Don't have skirmishes. don't have that in there. You don't need it. If you've got a more balanced difficulty curve, then you should be fine anyway, right? Conquest had that thing. Conquest didn't have missions you could farm out over and over again. They had just the 27 maps, its power logs, and that was it. You could farm with DLC, I guess, but that's DLC. Or maybe put a cap on it. Put say like, okay, between these two missions, you can do like 3 skirmishes to grind out for more golden gear. How'd you get in? How'd you find us? Help! He's here! I apologize for the wait. Still safe? Spread to Crimea. Who sent plots to the world. Currently she leads the People's Army through Dayan is preparing to storm the Empire. That's what fine people like that. How much core experience people have come to expect from modern FE. We cut for sake of pushing out a pet project. Well, it depends. You wouldn't know, because what I'm proposing is a mid-point between difficulties as a way, okay, still punishing the player for making mistakes with characters with their resources, but not being so pushing that they lose the characters themselves. I mean, I think it's worth a shot at one point. I mean, we tried Phoenix mode once in Fates. That didn't work. That didn't work at all. Why would they play it? As an in-between step. They could, okay. So they can still have the jeopardy of losing something, but knowing that they wouldn't lose the character which they spent a lot of time building up. There's still tension in that. In the maps now, they can lose rewards if they make a mistake, but they won't lose their the biggest thing they want to retain. As you wish, my master. Not much tension. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm putting an idea out there. If you really wanted to, you could always. I think another thing might be that between like the biggest games in the series, like between like new full games, we could have smaller games that don't take as long to develop. Which I think something we should have a lot of anyway. I like small titles. Rather than have, say, you can have like say your main team of FE work on the.
Meanwhile, the Dayan forces
on the next big farm title. You also have, like, say, a very small team work on one that's a lot simpler with a lot less pressure and lower budget. That is more experimental. That way you can see what works, okay, and if it doesn't work out, loss wasn't that big. Castle Knox. Encourage experimentation, mystic amount. I give the other solution. So we found Mecca. Well, would that work though? Burn the Empire. Is that true? Yes. The Empire has been thrown into chaos, and General Zergus freed Princess Zephyran. I mean, they tried Zelda Maker briefly in Link's Awakening for Switch. That didn't work for many reasons actually, because it's very limited and you couldn't really share things all that well. Uh, but didn't work because it sucked. It did suck. It didn't work very well at all. But then again, this is also me. This is a very personal thing with me. I'm not a huge fan of Mario Maker. It depends by asking, who should you believe in? Santa the Apostle. I've chosen the apostle, correct? Yes, the writing in the cap all day and night, demanding answers. Yeah, I don't like games where the idea is to make no try to make it powered up. Mega Mech has players gets better done. Yeah. More so, what I mean is I don't enjoy games where the sole point is to make your own levels. Because I mean, for you can go into school. For Mario Maker, it works, especially because you can get people into game design and making levels and experimenting stuff. And same people that are older as well. I know the appeal of it, but for me, I don't want games where I don't want a game where the point is to make the game. Effectively, that's what they've always been. That's what I've always seen them as. It's great news. If we were to forge an out between Dayan, the Apostles, and Benyon, it's not a wise choice. The curse of the Pact will begin connecting as soon as we do. Anything Sent doesn't care for. Fearing Sent doesn't guarantee the curse is broken either. In fact, it may ensure the curse can be broken. In which case, Dayan's destruction will become more slowly, but nonetheless. We can't get Senate, can't ask for help. The only thing we can do is search for a way to get rid of the curse. That'd be crazy. Besides with a Fire Emblem Maker game, I think with that you lose a lot of the tension. Tension, not the right word. The interest, I think, because I think it'd be a lot of fun when we plan to make a small game for the players to enjoy, which friends play the games. Yeah, if you have like a long-reaching goal with the map you're trying to make, then yes, but that requires a dedication. Effectively, you're making your own game within a game. But at that point, make a game with a different engine or something. I mean, I guess like code experience is difficult to do, but or like with no art experience, it's more convenient of that nature. But it's a very restrictive argument. I guess I'm making there. It's very much okay. Don't use this thing. Use this other thing instead to make a game. For me, it's more so okay. It's this way experiment and masters just as well as to people playing. I guess, but with a game like the Maker games, you're limited to what the devs have implemented in those titles. Because how do you implement difficulty options in a Maker game? Because with a game like Mario Maker, which would then probably carry over into Fire Emblem Maker, if it happens, would be you don't carry things over from one map to the next. So you aren't really... You can get rewards, yes, but you can't do anything with them. So there isn't really a threat of doing them well. You could rank the players, I guess, and how well they do, bring that back. I guess, but that's not really... Players, I think, that don't care enough about, say, permadeath, probably don't care either about the rankings either way. I mean, I play permadeath, I don't care about rankings. So, yeah. I think that's the best way of doing it, because if you make a world of collection levels that could do the same for FE, have 10-15 map campaign, you could. But I think it's more... I think that's maybe more difficult than you might think it is. It needs to be engaging in a way, because maybe it works, maybe it's just me being dismissive, because this game wouldn't play, so maybe I'm not the best person to talk about it. Water is good. But I think the appeal of FE for me has always been the new characters to play as. What because you can't have that already anyway with heroes, effectively. Not a maker thing, but experimenting with different character builds and skills and such. But and that's also into other players. That's an online game. Well, actually, no, it does have a way of building levels because you can kind of make your own. What's it called? You can kind of make your own like defender map players to fight against in Heroes. I think it's been a while since I played Heroes, if you can tell. How can that be possible? Whoever sent heard a word of it and destroy us. Enter tide. Luckily for us, it's not true. Found some good news for a change. I break the blood pact. Where's Micaiah? Please bring her here. Blood pact. Get her right away. Yeah, I don't know because you have to make. Because you also have to level characters up across those maps, ideally, because make them stronger at base for clearing them. That's a lot of like different integers you gotta maintain. On dialogue, that I would be enough. If I was entering too much, yeah, that's also an issue as well. Because you're with a Nintendo game here, you can't have a lot of graphic language or content in it. Nintendo, they're a bit too clean. It's not like achievements either, because they're apparently, I don't know, achievements dirty? I don't know. Are they too achievements too gory for them? Too not friendly, too PG-14? But I am. Don't you see? I saved the end. Vision was in the book, hidden away in a secret room. Think it's reliable? So I should have considered my king. Must be another way. Must be. Can't wait for another solution to present itself. Let's try. But also, you can make dialogue, but is it going to be good dialogue as well? Because, with that, you also think how long will maps take to clear? Because if you give the player that much freedom, the players can realistically make maps as big or small as they want. You're giving them effectively a lot of content to play through. With Mario Maker, you can beat a level in 3 to 5 minutes, maybe even less. Usually, usually less than 3 to 5 minutes. With an FE map, other than like the beginning ones, take around half an hour each. So it's a lot longer. It's a lot bigger commitment, I think, to an FE Maker than a Mario Maker. I'll go through with it. Current life of every single person there depends upon this. If it works, we can stop fighting this absurd war. But right, no, this will work. You do it for me, Micaiah. I can't. I thought I made up my mind. I thought I'd do anything for DN. Then I saw Sir Declan from me. I saw him fall. I was powerless to do anything. So my lives, General. Yeah, I thought of Soth dead. You've been Soth in front of you. The same way. The kind of person you are. Lives taken before your eyes weigh more heavily than the many lives taken during the chaos of war. That life of someone dear, the burden is even worse. It's only human. Isn't that true? Micaiah, carrying a soul that I admire, I want it to be you. I want you to kill me. No, I can't. I can't do it. Let me do this. Please. The pact breaks when the pact maker is killed by a third party. That is how it is written. And we saved Ian. Please, you don't do horrible things. Rudy as king. Micaiah, if you don't want to do it, ask someone else. Hold up. Okay. So. What do I do here? Obey his command, pass the burden to another. Who would do it? I get the thing, it might not matter too much. Really? I mean, I might end up recruiting Peleus, I think, but I don't think so. decision to make, isn't it? This is a tough one. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think I'll have Micaiah do it. Alright, I'll do it. Do it for you, for Diane. Thank you, Micaiah. Don't I know? Say to the people of Diane. Yes, Your Majesty. Sooth, sorry for all that I put you, Micaiah, through. Doing this. Please forgive me. I won't with that new. Don't worry about it now, Peleus. Micaiah, you're string to my mother. Tell that I love her dearly. I will, Majesty. Goodbye, my friends. Don't show it. Damn. Majesty, what have I done? It's game over, I swear to God. Peleus, is he here? No. Peleus, my dear Peleus. Who did this? Who killed my son? Was it you? I know it was. You killed my Peleus. King's wish. And his heart to make the end free. He has protected his life. All well in for a king. Price, the end has been saved. Fools, how you think? He has not been saved? What do you mean, my queen? Take a good look. Marks on his wrist, since death was in vain. No, it can't be. South, tell me that isn't true. Murderer, like my son. Don't want my son. Give him back. So it wouldn't matter, I think, at that point. Okay, so it didn't matter. It wouldn't have mattered. Either way, he'd still be dead. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Good talk, though. I think today. Good talk. Over the bridging of permadeath and such. Good progress as well. We had a fun stream. But now we're gonna, yeah. 2.5 hours. I think I'm good for today. Yeah, we did. Had a good stream. Fun stream. Long stream. But you know what? It flew by because I didn't really think I was playing them up too much because I didn't know. I didn't, yeah. Because I was busy talking to chat, which is fun. As always, I appreciate all of you being here. Thank you to Evie for sticking around talking for a while. Thank you to Staples for being here as well. Thank you to Taha. And was lurking. I do appreciate that as well. A good talk as well, by the way. As long as, I like the range of opinions here and the discussions we have. We don't agree often. In fact, I'm often the odd one out in my discussions. Maybe because I'm too stubborn in that. Who knows? Probably. But, yeah. For now, we're going to be moving on to doing something else. Waiting somebody, I'm certain. We'll figure out who. Who's playing Radiant Dawn? Currently 2 streaming. I could go into. This one's been going for a while. I'm going to this one. Go into Goldoa Dragon. And yeah, way into there. See you all next time. We'll be back. Should be back on Friday with Mega Man X3. That's gonna be fun. We're gonna finish it. Might be back tomorrow with Dragon Quest 3 HD, which is. I want to play more of that. I've done it once so far. I want to play more of it. But yeah, hopefully more of a fun stream today. Hope we all got. Although we do disagree on a lot of things, hope we all had a fun time today. That's my ideal. I don't want to just be always right, because that isn't how I improve. But yeah, I hope I had a good stream. there is the VOD channel, should be on there somewhat soon. And yeah, if you did enjoy, do follow. It's appreciated as always. Thank you very much. And I will see you all either tomorrow or on Friday with Dragon Quest or X3. Until then, take care now. Bye bye.